Hi, my name's Maggie. I've had RA for, I think it's 28 years now. In fact, it's almost it's just been my 28th anniversary because I was diagnosed end of April, beginning of May.
And I'm Graham, and I'm married to Maggie, and I've tried to help through the 28 years of her illness. But as we know, it doesn't go away, it just carries on, so it's a lifetime commitment.
I think one of the things when you're first diagnosed is that because it was so long ago for me, I had to work my way through all the various DMARDs before methotrexate was started, which I think obviously happens pretty much first line these days. But it is very difficult to go through a process of taking something when you feel really, really unwell. And it may or may not work, and if it does work, it's not going to work for several months anyway. That's quite a leap of faith to actually have to go through that process and feel unwell on a drug and then it not work and then start all over again until you actually find the right one. But fortunately, eventually when I did start on the methotrexate, it worked really well, and it has been working well for years since.
From my position as a husband, I have a medical background, so knowing a lot of information was helpful, but also quite frightening, because we knew what sort of condition Maggie might end up in just a few years. Maybe that's easier than people who look at the internet, because I think there's a lot of information on the internet now, and a lot of it is quite confusing. A lot of it is quite hard to understand, and I suspect that some people newly diagnosed, the first thing they will do is dive into the internet. And what I would say is, you just need to take some of the things you see on there with a pinch of salt, and make sure you talk to your health professionals first, because some of the things on the internet, it's the extremes you'll hear about. You won't hear about how most people suffer with their RA. What else do I need to say? Do you agree?
Actually, I just thought, I think one of the things that's really tough for carers is one day you need their help, and you're trying to do something and they don't actually help you, and you think, well, why don't they come and help me? And then the following day you're feeling a little bit better, so you're able to do it, and then they come to help you and you go, no, leave me alone, I can manage it. So
yeah, there's a sort of no-win.
Yeah, it's an absolute no-win
position that every morning you really have to try and get the vibe from your partner to see how they're actually feeling on that day. And you don't really know until they get up and start moving around, how stiff they are, what sort of night they had.
You used to run a bath, and I used to sort of just go and lie in the bath for ages, and then you'd help me out of the bath, and then we'd kind of make a decision about the day.
Strictly speaking, it's easier for me as an adult, but the children had real trouble with that, because they want to cuddle on days when you're in pain.
Yeah.
And it's quite hard to explain to a 4-year-old what's going on. I'm not sure we solved every question, but hopefully we got them through it.
Well, one of the worst days ever with my arthritis was I was out with them one day, and they were small, and my shoelaces came undone, and I couldn't bend down to do it up, and they had to do it for me, and I thought, this isn't right, I should be doing this for them. And it was tough.
Yeah, it's quite hard seeing the person upset too, because there are some things you can do, but like I say, there's this ticking time bomb, certainly in terms of before the arthritis is controlled and it's in some sort of remission. This peak and trough you were talking about changing treatments. It's a real roller coaster for both the patient and the family. The important thing is that you mustn't lose faith, because although you get to the bottom of the ride, you will pick up again, things will improve. There's no time scale you can put to it, I'm afraid, because each patient will respond differently, but you just have to keep the faith, and things eventually will settle down at a level that works for the patient and works for the people around them.
Well, I do lots more things maybe now that I wouldn't have done then, because we have holidays, and because we thought, right, when I'm well I need to do as much as I can, so I have holidays with the girls, I have holidays with other friends, I have holidays now with the children now that they're grown up, so you know, I'm always being told I'm on holiday, and yeah, that's fine.
You know, I think it's important too to do things on the days and the weeks when you're feeling well.
Yeah.
Don't leave that opportunity because you may not feel so good next week.
But then you do have to listen.
So you have to sometimes just let the housework wait.
Oh, absolutely.
And just go out and do something on that day when you're feeling fantastic.
You have to listen to your body, and if it's a day to do something, and if it's a day when you don't feel right, well, don't go on a guilt trip, just don't do it, that's fine as well.
I've often thought perhaps I should have got 3 flags, a green flag, an amber flag and a red flag. And she could put the flag by the side of the bed each morning, and then we'd know where we're going for the rest of the day. But I haven't done that.
No.
No.
And it does change as the day goes on.
It does, it does.